$7 for a gram of Blue Hawaiian, $8 for a gram of OG Kush. I'm Adrian Ghobrial. Tonight, we're inside an illegal dispensary that's still operational somewhere in Toronto. Now, since we've been here, multiple clients have come in. They're picking from a variety of different marijuana products and strains. Now, ahead on City News, we're going to hear from one of the co-owners who explains why they're still open, even though they've had multiple warnings from Toronto police, and police have put the warnings out to the entire city. But first, we sit down with a dealer, a longtime player in the cannabis game, who tells us if you believe that the online legal marijuana government websites is going to curb the industry here in Toronto, the black market industry, think again. The government launched their website at midnight.
Yeah.
Are you afraid what that could do to your business?
No. Why do I need to wait on the government? You know, I mean, I can just call someone, they'll come bring it to where the party's at. I'm part of my friends over here. Could you bring the bud to here? They can't compete with that. And that 24-hour service, you know, the person about, like, they say that a lot of these things, that 90% of it is the journey, right? So there's an interpersonal reaction with people, you know, when they come to get some.
They're selling some strains of marijuana for $7-8 a gram.
Yeah.
Can you compete with those prices?
Right now, you can get a pound of weed for like $1,200. Okay, that's 448 grams for $1,200. You do the math on that. It's under $4. It's about $4
a gram.
A gram. Good quality.
You would say discretion's a big thing for your clients?
For sure.
And when it comes to the dispensaries?
There's not so much of that. A lot of people with dispensaries, it's one of the thing with dispensaries too, is that you're on display, right? When you go to the dispensary, a whole bunch of guys are seeing you grab a whole bunch of weed. What's to say they will follow you afterwards, right? Security should be paramount. Should be is also a concern as well for the people who run it and for the people who are buying. The people that run dispensaries that you know, are they closing down today? Are people staying open? What's the word that you're hearing on the street? They didn't care what happens, legal or non-legal legalization. You're just going to run the business, take the risk. None of my people that I knew who had dispensaries even thought about that. Like, the risk is, like, there's tons of risk involved. Like, people are getting stabbed and robbed and so forth, but they're still going to open because the money's just that good. The money's like, you guys are raking in lots of quid.
The payoff is bigger than the risk and the fines.
Way bigger.
Now, to put things in perspective, illegal dispensaries like this one, if busted by police, could face up to $250,000 in fines. Same goes for the landlord. Ahead on City News, we're going to speak with one of the co-owners who explains why they're still open. We're also going to speak to another cannabis company that's opened up multiple retail locations in Toronto, but has yet to sell a gram of weed, and yet they still received a valuation of $550 million. I'm Adrian Ghobrial. We're inside an operational illegal marijuana dispensary somewhere in Toronto. While we've been here this evening, multiple clients have been coming to pick from multiple different types of cannabis. Now, the owners here could face upwards of $250,000 in fines if busted, though one of the co-owners still agreed to speak with me tonight and tell us why they're still open for business. Lots of stores have closed down today. You haven't. Why?
We're not afraid. We're here. Like I said, we're selling something that's legal. We're here for the people. Like I said, we're here to help as many people as we possibly can. Like I said before, 3 days online sales, delivery-wise, that doesn't work for the person that needs it right now. We're going to be here for them as long as it takes for us to be here.
You were part of the last round of raids.
I was.
The arrest, what you went through before, hasn't deterred you this time?
Has not.
You're not convinced that the government's going to do a full, proper rollout of retail stores?
I don't think so. I think they're going to try and monopolize as much as they possibly can. We're starting with the online sales. I mean, that's a joke. A lot of people are not going to be sitting there waiting for a UPS or a 3-day service to come and get their stuff when they need it now.
As we've heard, Toronto's chief of police said the crackdown on illegal dispensaries is coming. One by one, he's vowed to close them down. Today, we visited 2 other dispensaries. Both at least appeared to be closed for now. There's also big business that is angling for a piece of the retail pot pie. Tokyo Smoke has built a cannabis brand in Toronto without selling a single gram of weed. They have 5 stores in the city alone selling clothing, coffee, and cannabis accessories. Along with their sister companies in other provinces, they received a total valuation of about $550 million and were just bought by the cannabis giant Canopy.
Tokyo Smoke, where we are today, is an award-winning brand and won Cannabis Brand of the Year last year without selling a single gram, which is incredible. It all started with building a community. We started on the ground, getting to know the communities that we're operating in, understanding the values of the people that live in it, and really starting to start the conversation and educate people about cannabis.
As you guys prepare to make your pitch to be able to sell recreational cannabis here in Toronto in your stores, what would you say to the government?
Every single province is handling the distribution of cannabis slightly differently. We are incredibly excited about the models where we get to be the people to speak directly to Canadians through owning that retail experience.
Tokyo Smoke took one step towards being able to do that when they opened their first cannabis store this morning around 12 a.m. in Winnipeg. Now, as for some of the shops in Toronto that appeared closed today, some insiders say while they might look like they've shut their doors, they're likely still finding a way to do business.